Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline at Pixie Dust PhD. I am filming this on January 15th, 2024. This is the month 47 creator update. We do have some Disney parks as well as Disney Vacation Club news to go over, but first let me remind everyone that next month is month 48 or year 4. We will be celebrating 4 full years of posting content to this channel going into year 5. As is tradition for these year milestones, if you have any questions for me, go ahead and leave those in the comments down below, or feel free to hit me up with those questions on Instagram or Twitter or Ko-Fi, or you can email me if you don't want your name publicly attached to the question for some reason. They can be questions about YouTube and the channel, they can be questions about me or my partner and our lives, our Disney preferences, anything about Disney Vacation Club, whether that's my opinions or logistics, whatever you want, everything's open. Then next month I'll go ahead and put together this more normal monthly creator update as well as answers to your questions. It's usually a really fun time and I love this way to connect with the community, so if you've ever been curious about anything, now's your chance. Let's now move into the news, and despite the last month containing the holiday period, there is still quite a lot to go over. Once again, I'm only hitting highlights here, this won't be exhaustive. If there is something I miss, leave a comment down below so we can chat about it. First, Disney Cruise Line announced that a new stage show is debuting on the Disney Treasure this December. This will be Disney, The Tale of Moana, where Grandma Tala narrates the journey of Moana to restore the heart of Te Fiti. There's apparently going to be a massive Taka puppet as well as a giant glowing manta ray, so set-wise this looks like it could be pretty cool. Next, D23, which is the Disney fan event, is being held August 9th through 11th in Anaheim, California. If you are interested in attending, they announced that tickets will go on sale March 26th, so be sure to mark that in your calendar. In Disneyland news, that resort did resume its sales of their version of the annual pass, which is now called Magic Keys, for about maybe a day and a half, definitely under 2 days. It was a big rush both online, the virtual queue was quite long, as well as in person, the crowds were intense. If you were able to snag a Magic Key, congratulations to you. For anyone that didn't, honestly, the system seems pretty bad. I feel really awful for everyone trying to do this. Hopefully they'll go back on sale soon and you'll have better luck next time. And we've got a bunch of small news pieces coming from Walt Disney World. First, the Country Bear Jamboree in Magic Kingdom is set to close on January 27th, meaning we anticipate that its last showing for now will be on January 26th. It is getting a refurbishment and will reopen in summer 2024. As previously announced, this refurbishment will reimagine parts of the show, so it really will be a new show. It is still going to be the Country Bears, but it's not going to be the classic Country Bears that you may know and love. Rock and Roller Coaster is also going back down for a lengthy refurbishment. It's set to open again in summer 2024, no exact date posted. And I could be wrong, but I feel like Rock and Roller Coaster recently went down for an extended period of time, so not too sure what's going on there. If any of you have more knowledge about why Rock and Roller Coaster is being shut down for lengthy periods of time, I would love to be educated. And anytime extended Rock and Roller refurbishments come up, of course, everyone theorizes what it's going to be rethemed to. I have no clue if that's going to be the case this time or not. We'll find out, I guess, in summer. If you are a Walt Disney World annual pass holder, the Good to Go days are now appearing on the calendar. These are days where you do not need a reservation and you can just go ahead and pop into a park. And speaking of, January 9th has come and gone, which means big quality of life improvements for most Disney fans. Park reservations are now gone for most guests, so if you have a dated ticket, you shouldn't need to make park reservations. This does not apply to annual pass holders. I'm not too sure where military tickets are falling into this. If you have military tickets and want to educate me, I would love to learn in the comments down below. But yeah, if you're going online to the Disney website to buy your dated ticket, so say you're getting a 3-day ticket or a 7-day ticket, or if you're doing this through third party like Undercover Tourist, you're picking a dated ticket, you're picking the start date, you don't need to make park reservations anymore. Additionally, all-day park hopping is back at Walt Disney World. I don't think we have any news about this for Disneyland Resort, but at least progress at Walt Disney World. So now, if you want to rope drop Animal Kingdom, spend the first 2-3 hours there, and then hop over to Magic Kingdom, say it's only 11 a.m., you can do that. This is obviously great, a huge improvement back to the way it was. For me personally, I really like going quite early in rope dropping and then maybe hopping somewhere else to grab lunch and then going back to rest in my hotel. So this opens up a world of possibilities for the way I like to tour the parks. I hope you're all happy about this change too. And of course, the dining plan is back. We did already cover the dining plan in detail, both just the overview of what it is, how much it costs, what you get, as well as a breakdown of some math and how you can make the Disney dining plan worth it monetarily, but it is a challenge. If you want to learn more about that, I will leave links to those videos in the description below. And along with that, we did get news that Disney Plus subscribers will be able to get a free dining plan when they book select packages, but you have to pay the full price for your park hop tickets as well as your resort room. So that's a non-discounted hotel and tickets for a 4-night, 4-day stay at Walt Disney World. This is valid for arrivals between July 1st and September 30th, so that peak hot summertime that used to be super popular, and just in the past, I don't know, 5 or 7 years or so, we've seen really decline in attendance. My personal opinion and advice here is that if you were going during this time frame anyway, say you already had something booked, definitely check and see if you can get the free dining plan, because then that's free money. That being said, if you made these plans around a discounted hotel rate that you found, that's probably more worth it. Typically, paying the full price for the hotel and getting the free dining plan is not as good as if you could just get a discount on the hotel. But if there are no discounts on the hotel during that time for the room that you want, then yeah, free dining plan. But personally, I would not build a new trip around getting the free dining plan. Again, I think it's a nice perk if you were already going to go during this time, but it's probably not as big of a perk as you want it to be. And I would say just hold out for reduced room rates. And now that the dining plan is back in action, we should start to get a lot of guest reports trickling in about what is valid this year versus earlier years. So can you use your snack credit on like a $9 super fancy Starbucks drink? We should find out soon. Can you exchange one quick service credit for 3 snacks at like a festival booth? It's currently Festival of the Arts. I'm sure people are going to try to do this, so we should find out soon. Moving along to Disney Vacation Club news, we did get an announcement that construction is going to begin on a new lounge set to open in Walt Disney World sometime in 2024. That's literally all the details we have. This will be a new lounge in addition to the existing Top of the World lounge, as well as the lounge at Epcot. We don't know where, we don't know when. Cool. I think you can very easily assume that only members who qualify for membership extras will be able to access the lounge. Other than that, I've got nothing. Put your best guesses in the comments down below where you think this lounge will be and what time frame you think it will open. Honestly, my first thought was Restaurant Marrakesh, but then they already had an Epcot member lounge, so what are other spaces that are just totally being unused or very underutilized these days? Maybe Stitch's Great Escape, but that doesn't seem like the best use of that space, and the interior would be kind of weird for a lounge. I don't know. Like I said, put your guesses below. I have no further information, and I'll keep you updated as we learn more. And probably the biggest Disney Vacation Club news, as DVCnews.com reported, is that there are now changes to the early registration qualifying members for Moonlight Magic. For recent years, the way Moonlight Magic has worked is that there's 2 phases of registration. There's early registration and general registration. And for early registration, you just had to be a DVC member that qualified for membership extras and then basically staying on property or at Vero Beach. So this could be through your DVC points. You could have called member services and made a cash reservation through them. You could have also just gone to the Disney website or gone through your personal travel agent and booked like All Stars for, I don't know, $130, whatever it's going for these days, on a normal cash rate, like not including DVC at all. Then you, a DVC member that does qualify for membership extras, staying on a normal cash rate at the All-Star Resorts, would qualify for that early registration for Moonlight Magic. DVCnews.com is reporting that this is going to shift in 2024, and that exact scenario won't be able to happen. DVC members that qualify for membership extras can make cash reservations and qualify for early registration for Moonlight Magic, but you'll have to do that through DVC member services. Essentially putting an end to you as your own person or you through your travel agent booking a normal cash rate that doesn't involve Disney Vacation Club at all and qualifying for early membership registration. That's no longer going to happen. My understanding is you'll have to book on points or you will have to book a cash rate through DVC member services. DVC member services does advertise that they have up to 25% off rack rates. This is not something I've ever pursued. If you do have experience with this, I would love to hear about it in the comments down below. I'm sure this is a bit of a controversial move, but in my opinion, it's probably a good one overall. Moonlight Magic events simply don't have the capacity for everyone who wants to go, and I think prioritizing the folks who are staying on points or using Disney Vacation Club member services to pay that cash rate makes sense, rather than opening it up to just any DVC member who happens to book anything on property. I do assume this will have 2 downstream effects, one being that the general registration is probably going to become even more competitive, which it already was like extremely competitive to begin with, so best of luck to anyone trying that. And 2, I would assume that nights that have Moonlight Magic events are going to be more competitive for point stays. But in general, I have personally always approached Moonlight Magic with a mindset of, I'm not going to plan anything around it. If I happen to be at Disney World during that time and a Moonlight Magic event gets announced, then yay for me, like what an awesome bonus. But I think for a lot of us with life demands like jobs and kids or whatever, and who don't live within driving distance to Walt Disney World, like it's pretty hard to drop your life to make it out for a Moonlight Magic that's being held on a random Tuesday in August or whatever. Overall, just for a quick summary, moving forward, it looks like there will be these changes to the Moonlight Magic qualifications for early registration, such that you need to book on points, or you can book via cash, but it has to be through DVC member services, not just you booking a cash room rate or not your travel agent booking a cash room rate through General Disney. Those were the news stories I wanted to cover. Let me know how you feel about these in the comments down below. I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about the new DVC member lounge, and like I said, I'll do my best to keep you posted. If you do want to be alerted of these types of news information items more quickly, definitely follow me over on Ko-Fi, Twitter, or Instagram. It is much easier for me to just like repost a news story with a little quip there than to produce a full video. So those tend to happen much faster than you will see a video update. Next, let's do analytics, and we'll start with this past month, month 47. I pulled these from December 11th through January 10th. Despite taking about a 2-week break this past monthly period, we still posted a decent amount. There was a DVC news video at the top of this, but it technically was like one day before this monthly period. Then we did Drink Around the World, we did the Carrot Cake Cookie, and there were a couple video updates pertaining to the cabins at Fort Wilderness, as well as, of course, the last monthly creator update. And very recently, I posted the 2024 DVC dues analysis. This technically was like one day, I think, outside of this monthly period, but, you know, I put the work in during this monthly period to make that video happen. And like I mentioned, I did take a brief break, so the last proper video I posted in December was on the 20th. The last short I posted was on December 22nd. And then I didn't resume posting again until January 9th, so 2 and change weeks off. I did kind of shift it also this year. Normally I think I would have taken just the last 2 weeks of December off, but I decided to do the last week of December and the first week and change of January. Just worked out better for my schedule and life. I did a similar thing last year, and this monthly period is always interesting in terms of analytics because it's hard to draw any conclusions when it was a very unusual time where like my channel went silent for a couple weeks, which typically doesn't happen. Top videos this month were a good mix of Disney Vacation Club, Walt Disney World shorts, and room tours. There even randomly was a Disneyland Paris video that snuck in here. Not too sure what that was about, don't know if it got posted in a Reddit thread or something, but I'm grateful for the views. Shorts really didn't take off this monthly period, though I hardly posted any compared to usual, I guess, if we're being honest. That being said, that means the top video is not a short, it was actually a news update for Disney Vacation Club pertaining to the cabins at Fort Wilderness. And I did post 6 of these during this proper monthly period. I would say it's pretty much 7. There is that one DVC news update that got posted just before this monthly period started, so it did still rack up quite a lot of views during this time. Of course, the room tours in this top 10 are older, and again, that Disneyland Paris video is a little bit older now too. Moving into actual stats then, the channel got just under 7,000 views this month. We amassed this from just over 5,000 unique viewers, and over 900 of you were returning. To me, it's funny to see the stat spike during a time period where I personally think a lot of people are really busy and like not paying attention to YouTube, but thank you so much for coming back. Honestly, this was a great month for returning viewers, one of the best I've ever had. Overall, the channel got just shy of 450 watch hours this month. We had over 91,000 impressions, with over 50% of those impressions coming from YouTube. And all this culminated in 39 new subscribers this monthly period. Looking at lifetime stats, we've now eclipsed 280,000 total views for the lifetime of the channel. This has resulted in just shy of 17,800 watch hours. The channel now has just under 2.85 million impressions, and 37.9% of those impressions are coming from YouTube. And with the bump in subscribers this last month, we are now at 1,570 subscribers overall. Doing some reflections, again, it was a bit of a weird month in terms of the posting pattern, so hard to take any of these too seriously. Views was down, but I also didn't post for 2.5 weeks. I also have just been posting way fewer shorts than I normally would. But even with decreased views, watch hours was up and impressions was so far up. The impressions from YouTube, I think, was also about a 5% increase month over month. Plus, we got 39 new subscribers this month, which absolutely is mind-boggling to me. We'd really been struggling in that stat for the past few months. Q4 tends to be hard for me in general. I think it is for a lot of YouTubers. I've heard other small creators say this as well. But 39 new subscribers, like, if I could get that every month, that would be great. And lifetime, I would say there were no new major milestones, but I do think in the next quarter or so, we will hit some pretty cool ones. Probably not next month, but we certainly are approaching 300,000 lifetime views. Similarly, I think we should hit 3 million impressions sometime in the next handful of months. I do think we probably should hit 18,000 watch hours next month, so that'll be fun. And then we are, again, approaching 1,600 subscribers. It might happen this month, it might not. Really hard to predict the number of subscribers I'm going to get in any given month. But yeah, considering this was like dead time of December, I stopped posting for 2.5 weeks, I'm pretty happy with this. For revenue this past month, it was estimated that I made just under $41. That's about $16.50 for every 1,000 ad views and just under $6 for every 1,000 views in general. Lifetime now, that means we are approaching $650 earned. This equates to about $17.50 for every 1,000 ad views, or about $2.25 for every 1,000 views overall. It's really interesting to me to see that of Q4, October was weaker than both November and December. That's not something I would have ever thought going into this, but stats don't lie. Upcoming content, we're in a bit of a pickle, honestly. You did just get the 2024 annual dues analysis, as well as a video of me paying off my annual dues. Then there was the trip trailer. There will, of course, be this video. We do have an upcoming video from the trip pertaining to Breadbox, and I do want to talk about the DVC trust rumors. I'm not going to do that right now. I think it deserves its own video. After that, I'm really not sure. Honestly, I was banking on the latter half of December being quiet and easy for me, and it just wasn't. This past month has been pretty exhausting. I've been working a lot at work, and when you put in an extra, like, 1.5 to 2 hours every day. Over the course of the week, that's, 7 to 10 hours. That's the time I would use to like fully make a video. I really wasn't able to make progress on the channel in the last month, hardly at all. Frankly, the videos you've seen recently, I have kind of been churning out, like write and film one day, edit and upload the next day, do the captions and try to get it posted, like in a really small time crunch for me. Whereas normally I like to be a solid, 3 weeks ahead in content most of the time. I'm just not there right now, and I don't know when work is going to let up. And frankly, aside from work, like my partner got sick and then I got sick. It was like a stomach bug and it lingered for a long time. It really sapped all of my energy. It's pretty hard to function beyond just minimal, like go to work and do my job when you're just like exhausted and unable to stay hydrated and all that kind of stuff. We did also travel for a quick weekend, which was awesome and super fun, and I'm glad we went. But obviously that's time, that whole weekend that I couldn't put into the channel. Plus then you're behind on chores, so that piles on to the work week of, you've got your work week and your normal chores you would do during the week, but all the things you would have done on the weekend on top of it. So all this to say, it's just been a really long, tough month. Nothing like awful. I mean, getting sick was bad. I didn't like that, but nothing terrible happened, but I've just been really spent. So I am super far behind on the channel. I'm trying to keep it up. I do feel very accountable to trying to post once a week. But depending on how things go, like I might miss a week or two. There's your heads up. The day I'm filming this is a Monday of a 3-day weekend for me. Today's a federal holiday, so I didn't have to work today. And this is the first time in like probably honestly a month, maybe even 6 weeks, that I'm starting to feel a little bit more restored, a little bit more like I have something to give. I put off filming this video actually for a while. I normally would have filmed it on the 10th or 11th, but I just couldn't, I just didn't have it in me. And I'm starting to feel better today. Hopefully this upcoming work week will be a little more chill and I can start to put more of myself into the channel again. But I super appreciate your patience during this, whether that means I miss an upload or if I just seem a little bit less present and energetic in some of the videos. This is a hobby at the end of the day for me. It's absolutely not my full-time job. And I am just the kind of person that puts my whole self into my work. Like it's really important to me. And I want to do a very good job, not only for me, but for the people we serve. So sometimes that means I really just fully exhaust myself doing that, and then I don't really have anything left over. But we'll see. I'm really excited about wrapping up the 4th full year of the channel and going into our 5th year. I'm not planning on quitting by any means, but I do think probably more than ever before on the channel, I felt like more concerned about being able to stick to a regular schedule. We'll just have to see how it goes. You may have noticed I just haven't been posting shorts, and while each individual short is not necessarily hard to make or produce or schedule or any of that stuff, it just is one of those things where like, if I don't have anything to give and something has to come off the list, it's going to be shorts. So we'll see if I get back to posting shorts. Again, no promises. I do really appreciate your support overall, but especially in times like this where like I'm feeling strapped and stressed and concerned about the channel, to come and look at these stats and see, oh, I took a 2-week break and I still got 39 new subscribers. Like, that's very encouraging for me, thinking long-term about like the longevity of being able to do this, even when my work or other aspects of my life, like getting sick, get in the way. Many thanks to all of you, but I did also want to especially shout out Judy. She's been an awesome supporter overall, and also occasionally just like throws me a bone over on Ko-Fi, and I can't tell you like how much it makes my day to see those come through. I hope you all had a nice end of year and start to your new year. Hopefully it was better than mine. Yeah, having some nasty form of the stomach flu definitely like was not on my Christmas wish list. Sending you all my good vibes. Please stay safe, healthy, and well. May the rest of your day be magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.